What is happening? It is so great to see you. And friends, today is an exciting day. Now, if you've watched this channel over the years, you know I test a lot of gear. And when it comes to tents, many of you know I have a pool of tents that have become my favorites, where these are, I keep my own private stash.
That's the good stuff.
And I go out in these quite often and so forth. And one of those tents has been the Overlandish Basecamp. Now, you've seen in recent years, I've gone out, I've tested, I really enjoy these tents. And they recently just came out with a new version of this tent and also introduced a new color, a tan, which I have to say is, you know, I love the green one, but the tan, boy, it's a tough one for me, which one I enjoy more. So anyway, in this video, you're going to follow me out in Joshua Tree, where I'm going to walk through some of the bells and whistles and some of the new features about this tent. If you have not seen an Overlandish tent before, don't worry, I'm not just going to be covering what's new. I'm going to be covering all the features, about pointing out things that I think are important aspects, features about this tent for you to be able to see. So let's jump to Joshua Tree. All right, so let's break down some of the differences with the new Overlandish Basecamp. Now, probably the most obvious here is, let me get in the sunlight here, this new tan color here. This is absolutely an incredible addition to what these guys have been putting out. The green, I thought was a home run. This is taking it up a whole nother level. Now, if you look at up on the top here, before the roof was also black. And now if you look towards the bottom here, that two-tone comes up a little bit. The Overlandish branding is in a brown on this one, looks absolutely fantastic. Now, as I'll cover when we get in the inside, you're going to notice you have one, and that's a screen, and that actually closes up. Two, we're going to come back to that side here in a minute. And where is it? Here we go, 3. Now, these are new windows here, so you have 3 of these here, and as you're going to see when we come inside the tent here, if you're laying down on a mattress or on the ground and so forth, normally with most tents where the windows are up much higher and so forth, that ventilation breeze coming through really doesn't benefit you unless you have like a fan or something on there. Now, you have 3 screen windows here. Now, these close up here. You have these little latches here, and it just zippers up really nice and neat, and it's underneath. This flaps up. It is raining. That's going to keep it all dry, and that is fantastic. Now I'm going to crack this open so we can see it from the inside. All right, to illustrate this, you can see it here as the sun is going down here. You have the screen mesh right here, which is excellent. You have the ability to unzip that, so of course you have just free open window there. 1, 2, and 3. Now, with these tents, you have a couple of storage bags, one right there, and I guess they're gonna be pretty much any place you can, because these things clip right into the walls itself there, so that's, you can put that any place you want. And then of course, the new addition, this is not a new addition, but they increased the diameter, my foot there, of the diesel heater, or these days the air conditioning holes here, so you can, I think this goes up to 6 inches on each side. So again, whether you're running a diesel heater, you're going to be able to push that through, or the Wave 3 from EcoFlow has the larger hoses, although I think the Zero Breeze Mark III also has a 5 or 6 inch hose as well. So if you have your AC unit on the inside, you have both holes large enough to be able to get the hoses out there nice and neatly without compromising or stuffing them through a window. Now, one of the things about this tent that I rather like with this here is my green Basecamp. It's much darker in the inside. With this here, they maintained or kept with a tan finish. So at night, which of course we'll come back in here a little bit later on, you can see minimal light really goes a long way. And then you have this big open window here, which
Man, that looks absolutely fantastic. You know, I love Joshua Tree. It has been a few years since I've been here, and while the spot that we're in here today was the only, we went to 3 different campgrounds, and finally we found a spot that was open here. But unfortunately, it's next to a few kind of very popular spots here in Joshua Tree. It's at the end, so we've been getting quite a bit of foot traffic coming through our camp here today. There's a number of cars parked right out there, and yeah, anyways, but that's that. But you have this big window here. It looks fantastic. And then of course you have all of these vents here. Now this one, I pulled down the screen. There's a screen part of this here. I only have one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other, but one right there, another one right there, and another one right there as well. All right, if you've not seen one of these tents here before, this is one of the things I absolutely love. So you have two large doors here, one right here, and you have the other one right over there. And they have these little Velcro patches here, which is great. So if you are getting to camp, you want to keep that door open so you can just kind of bring things through. And you can actually have the screen mesh. Actually, let me show you what I was talking about. You can come on the outside, and it Velcros right there as well. And then you can have the screen door right in there, and yeah, that's going to keep that quite a bit of ventilation in there. But geez, look at this. And this is, they've done a great job over the years reinforcing the heck out of these corners here, which are going to be your stress points during high wind. I've tested these tents in some pretty, let's back down while I'm jibber-jabbering here because that looks beautiful. I've tested these tents in some pretty heavy winds in Anza-Borrega, in Kofa. The wind was blowing quite a bit earlier here today, and I have no guidelines on this tent right now, and yeah, it fares very well. I had to put a couple rocks right here on the floor mat because that was, and which is to be expected, that was blowing around a bit. But yeah, these tents really do very, very well in winds. But what do you think about the color of this? I think, yeah, I'm a toss-up now between the tan and the green. Now with my military background, both of these are big home runs, but I'm really on the fence which one I like best. This tan, I think, looks like $1,000,000, and you know, with those ominous gray clouds in the background, the little blue over there, the sun setting here, I think that looks fantastic. What do you think? Leave a comment down below.
All right, before we go closing out this video, one of the common questions I get with a lot of tents I go taking out, how fast does this thing go up? And so now you're gonna see me set this tent up, and as you're gonna see, it goes up crazy, crazy fast. The fun part with these hub style tents like this here is you pull out the sides, and all it is you're stepping on the bottom and you're just pulling out, going through all the walls, and then you go inside, you pop it up. It is that simple. And taking it down, it's just backwards. Pull down the ceilings, kick in the sides, and fold it up carefully. Use the straps to bunch it up and toss it into the bag. It is that easy. Friends, Overlandish has 2 different sizes. They have the Solo, which is a much smaller version of this, and then of course the Basecamp. And what I'll do is if you have any questions or would like to see these tents or order one for yourself, I will put a link down to Overlandish in the show description or the notes down below. With that said, friends, any questions that you have on these tents or any tents in period that you would like to see us review, let me know in the comments down below or message me. With that said, I'm going to be shutting off the cameras, and friends, I will see you in the next video.